We will start out with who you are and what you do.
Okay. So my name is Amanda Ippolito. I'm a person in long-term recovery. And what that means for me is it's been since January 4th of 2011 since I've used any mind-altering substances, including alcohol, to change the way I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, now I'm a vital member of my family again. I have a wonderful career, and I certainly haven't had any negative consequences. I've also been able to be a part of our community by building, networking, and helping people get connected with resources that we already have here in Sandy Springs.
Very good. So tell us a little more about Peers Empowering Peers and what you guys do and how you do it. What makes you guys different?
Okay. We are a recovery community organization. So what that means is that we help people in all aspects of recovery. So it's not quite the same as just going to a 12-step meeting. You know, sometimes a person needs an individualized plan. Somebody needs to maybe set some goals. You know, they're at ground zero, so to speak. They don't know what the next thing to do is, and they want to talk to someone in a position of neutrality, and also a person that's had that lived experience. And that's what our staff brings, is the lived experience and the resources to help a person get back on their feet and also, you know, prepare to have a meaningful life. So, for instance, you know, I go to 12-step meetings myself, and that's helped me an awful lot. My recovery is probably my number one recovery pathway. But what people may not think about is health. You know, getting your other health care needs taken care of,
Mm-hmm.
having access to nutritious food, having access. You know, if you've been sober 60 days, you probably can't afford a suit to go to an interview.
Sure.
So giving the access to that person to be able to have a professional suit or professional attire to go to a job interview. We kind of fill in a lot of those missing pieces.
Gotcha. Very good. So give us a little more of the history and a little more of the background, how this organization was formed, what it was born out of, basically.
Okay. So here in Georgia's a very pro-recovery state, and we're led in part by the Georgia Council on Substance Abuse, and that's where I received my training, and also the people I work with received their training. We are all certified addiction recovery empowerment specialists. So that enables us to advocate, you know, to connect people to resources. Also helps us, you know, explain in a situation like this, you know, what we're about, what we're doing. RCOs started in Georgia maybe 5 or 8 years ago, and Peers Empowering Peers started in 2018, September of 2018. And at that time, you know, we were just basically almost in a closet type of office.
Yeah.
And now we have a very large space where we can have recovery meetings, assemblies. We also have, you know, some separate rooms for breakouts, for individual peer work. And we like to bring other things in too, like education, like the science of addiction and recovery. We like to bring in art, you know, and exposure to art. We also like to help people get back to maybe something that was meaningful to them in the past, where they can find some resilience.
Sure.
And, you know, find some comfort in something that they were good at, they stopped doing.
Mm-hmm.
Help them get connected to that again so that they can start feeling better about themselves.
Gotcha. Tell us a little more about the numbers. What sort of impact have you guys had on the community here?
I think that our impact is very large, and I think that might surprise a lot of your viewers. In our community, you know, we have a clubhouse for AA meetings, and of course that serves a vast number of people, and it's an awesome resource. But we've also been able to bring some other types of recovery groups to the community. So that would be, you know, for people that have substance use challenges, trauma recovery, just kind of an all recovery meeting.
Mm-hmm.
All recovery means you can come and talk about anything. We also workshops and meetings for codependency and double trouble in recovery. We've got a mental health challenge and a substance use challenge that are co-occurring. We can assist people with that. And just with that and the resources that we're able to provide, probably every month we're serving at least 330 people
Wow.
that come in and have peer support with us on an individual basis and get a resource. Some of that is phone support, particularly because of COVID. Not as many people are comfortable coming by.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, every month we have over 2,000 people enter our building for some kind of recovery support. That's a lot of people.
That's a ton of people.
That's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not, honestly, how well known are we?
Mm.
I mean, many people don't even know where we're located.
Sure.
So honestly, we want to keep that going. We want to assist as many people as we can. We live in a beautiful community, and we just want that community to thrive. And these people really thrive in it. Some of our peers have bought homes in the last year and have chosen to stay in Sandy Springs. And, that's a big goal.
Yeah.
But, people are meeting their goals, and more people want to be in a community that supports recovery. They know they've got some close options for the support they need. And, when people recover, they're usually the best and the brightest.
Yeah.
They're really grateful for all the opportunities that they've been able to receive. They're diligent, they're loyal, very dedicated. And so it's really, really a unique and wonderful opportunity to work with these folks and for them to be in our community and be a part of our community.
Yeah. So tell us a little more about the testimonials, the successes that you guys have had with peers empowering peers.
Well, a great thing about working with someone individually is that we have the opportunity to stand beside them throughout the journey. So when a person comes in, they may need, a lot of different resources. Initially, they may need a place to lay their head. And it's complicated because not every place is a safe and sober place to lay your head. So we want to help direct them in that regard, get them stable, in some sort of housing situation, even if it's, a 3 or 6 month plan. They don't have to think about that every day. Once we do that, then we're helping people with job assistance, helping them find a job that's going to work for them, working around their transportation situation. For some candidates, we are able to refer them to a resource, like if it's a mother with children, we have resources that we can refer them to that might help them be able to get a car if that's the need that the peer has right now. Usually some sort of track record, would need to be established for that.
Sure.
But, there's a lot of information out there, and we disseminate it.
Sure.
And we have people that we call specifically to assist these peers to get what they need. So, by placing people in certain types of programs, they might get work readiness, okay? They might get some skills that would help them address people, that would help them with an interview, would help them kind of explain some of their gaps in employment that they may have. And, some people just completely want to change what they've been doing. Let's just say you've worked in restaurant management for a long time, but that's a hard place to be when you're trying, not to use any alcohol, for instance. So trying to help take the skill set that person has and apply it in a different way.
Sure.
To a different type of job. So we work with different employment agencies. We also, I receive a lot of resources on my phone, places that are hiring. So we assist people in getting some sort of stable income. Now, prior to that, they might have needed some food assistance. So we're going to refer them to places like Community Action, Norfolk Charities, different places like that, where they have access to nutritious food, fresh food, and they're able to improve their physical health, which is usually something that is really important to
A
people.
big part of it, for sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
We can refer people for health care. So, right very close to Peers Empowering Peers, we've got Fulton County Service Office building, where many of us, go pay our tag fees. And that's a place where people can get some basic health care established. Also, we can provide referrals for mental health. And that's really important. A lot of times people have been through, a lot of different trauma, or maybe they have a mental health issue where they haven't been taking care of that, and, they weren't able to receive their medication at a reasonable cost.
Mm-hmm.
So we connect them with community resources for that also. So it's kind of the holistic approach right in the beginning.
Yeah.
Once the person starts working, of course, we're continuing to encourage them to set goals. And when they set their goals, they come back the next week and say how it went. Did I meet these goals? I missed some of these goals. What could I do differently that would help me? How can, I will help that person try to strategize on some different things,
Mm-hmm.
And, it's some basic things that I had to learn in my own recovery in order to be successful.
Sure. Perfect. Well, tell us a little more about, how I always get the question, how can we help? How can we get involved? What's the best way for someone to do that? But also, if they've got maybe a bigger idea or a bigger picture that they want to share with you guys, maybe, a program that they can help with, or that they might be able to help, like underwrite, for instance. Where's the best way or the best place for them to get connected with you guys? And then, what's the next biggest need for you guys?
Okay. So one of the things that we really want to work on and be able to provide is some internships or some training through some of the different corporations in Sandy Springs. Things that are accessible, people can get to on the bus, or they can use our space to provide this training on weekends or daytime hours, whatever works for them.
Sure.
But to increase people's skills, that's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Motivational speakers, financial planning, things like that. I mean, there are so many needs that could be addressed this way through our own community and people in our community that would love to get that kind of resource.
Sure.
I mean, it's a wonderful thing when you see someone succeed. So the giving is really heartfelt and well received by our peers. We would like to be able to provide a little more computer training.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that many of the younger people are pretty good at, but some of the people that maybe my age, for instance, may not be as good at, and
Sure.
just some basic training. So, when I started out, Windows had just come out. So certainly there have been a lot of advances.
A lot of improvements, yeah.
And I've been fortunate to get a lot of that training myself through places I've worked. But that's something that would really be nice for folks that are just trying to master some things that they can show on their resume.
Sure.
That they have some training in, like Excel. Or just the basic products.
Sure.
For some people, graphic design is something they're really interested in. They're really talented, but they don't know how to put their talent to work.
Sure.
So that would be another area.
Gotcha.
We'd also like to partner with one of the grocery stores. We're able to deliver food. Okay.
Gotcha.
We've got a large van. We're able to deliver food, and we've been using a resource that is kind of reallocating based on our population. We had a big recovery center move out of a certain area, so we don't have as much access to that. So that's something that we're really looking to replace right now. We can pick up the food, we can deliver the food, and we can do it in a sanitary fashion.
Yeah, nice. Which is really important right now.
Absolutely.
To a lot of people. So.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, so tell us, if someone wants to find out more information, if they want to get connected with you guys, both online or even in person, obviously there's a lot of restrictions and stuff in place now, but under normal circumstances, but also even if they just want to come support you guys, what's the best way for them to do that?
The best thing to do is call me,
Okay.
And my number is 404-662-1177. We can set up an appointment, and we can discuss it further. We also have, a donate button on our webpage as well as our Facebook page. And, when we receive donations, our overhead is covered, okay? So it's not going towards our overhead. It's not going towards salaries. It's going for something specific. So that might be, someone has gotten a job, but they need a certain kind of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
We can help them with that.
Gotcha.
A person, we might want to do some art therapy.
Mm-hmm.
We might have a volunteer that can come in and facilitate that, but we may not have all the supplies. And we don't want people to come in and kind of have a halfway experience.
Sure, sure.
We want them to have the full experience and to really get something out of what they do. We're accepting coats right now, coats and jackets, hats, gloves, things like that. Umbrellas are another thing that we give out fairly routinely,
Mm-hmm.
and every once in a while, you'd be surprised, people come up in the rain and they don't have an umbrella.
Yeah.
And then they've got to go stand on the side of the road. I don't know if you've ever waited for the bus
Yeah.
on Basel Road, but I'm just going to tell you, there's a lot of wash that
There's a
comes
lot
out.
of wash.
It's almost like you need two, one for over your head and one for the street.
That's right. A shield. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's a very practical thing, and we put all the money directly back into the peers.
Gotcha. Perfect. And as people have seen behind you here, the website is peersempoweringpeers.org. Again, the donate button's there. The phone numbers are all there. Emails are all there to get in contact with them. So I really do appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and have a great rest of your day.
It's really my pleasure. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.